Not too long ago, we were talking about Lily Phillips, an OnlyFans star that made headlines for sleeping with over 100 men within the span of 14 hours as a stunt to promote her OnlyFans. And afterwards, as you could see in a follow-up documentary, she was in tears. It was not a pretty sight, and it seemed to do quite the number on her psychologically. Nonetheless, she pledged to up the ante and hook up with over 1,000 men within 24 hours next as her 2025 goal. And I guess, the OnlyFans world is quite the competitive industry because
stiff competition.
Someone beat her to it. A woman named Bonnie Blue, I doubt that's her real name, actually beat Lily Phillips to break this disgusting record and ended up sleeping with, at least she claims, she slept with 1,057 men within 12 hours, setting a world record, beating out adult film actress Lisa Sparks, who also slept with 919 men in 24 hours back in 2004.
Well, she obliterated that record, given the time period difference here.
Yeah, I mean, you would have thought that she would just stop at 1,000 because that's just a nice, clean number, but no.
I was like, not even
just
1,000.
For good measure.
Not even 1,060. Not even like finish off.
Just on an even number, but no, just for good measure, she made sure it was well over 1,000. And I tried to do the math. That's 12 hours. It couldn't have been more than 30 seconds per client, I guess I would call them. But yeah, here she is in this new clip talking about the experience. She highly recommends it.
This looks like after taking 1,000 men less than 12 hours ago. I told you girls, taking fluids for moisturizer was good for your skin.
The big 1,000 was completely done. So it started off, I'll give you a bit of an overview. After to start with, it was just like, the room was absolutely full.
With all of the cuts for, I'm assuming, swearing or I can't even understand what she's saying anyways, because she's British, so.
Then we did groups of 5, like one after the other of 5s. I wanted to give people more time, so then it went down to like one-on-ones, didn't it? So like one person would watch whilst I was with somebody, and then it would literally just be like a rotating circle like that.
She has a future in project management. She does.
For some reason, she does come off as less pathetic and helpless than Lily Phillips.
More professional.
She comes off as not more professional. What she comes off as is she seems more soulless and dissociated.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like she's just like your average CEO who has to like disassociate from his employees lest he have to fire a bunch of people because it's for the good of the company. She's like, look, I've got a record to set and my well-being doesn't factor into it.
She definitely comes off as far more soulless than Lily Phillips and more dissociated from her emotions.
Brick Suit Guy has done the math, says it comes out to 41 seconds per person.
But even that, you have to account for breaks and you have to account for just the time it takes to shuffle people in and out of the room.
She could definitely work for like a logistics company. That's the hard part of like the trucking industry, right? It's time management skills.
We have another 20 from Just 'Cause I'm Free. Can the gangs exchange Bonnie Blue with all the underage girls? Save the girls. Still absolutely disgusting. Why even show what this tool says?
Are you talking about us? Why are we showing it?
Why do we talk about anything? Yeah. It is a matter of public interest, and I believe that as OnlyFans is this new frontier of pornography, it should actually be talked about. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean to trivialize the whole thing, if that's what you think we're doing. I actually, I will just say before we move on, she is definitely lying about her age. This woman claims to be 25 years old. I don't believe that for a freaking second.
You don't think it's just a result of a lot of plastic surgery?
If you look at her, I initially thought that this woman was like a good looking 40.
Okay.
There is no freaking way that this woman was 25. The woman in this video is 25. There's no way. I think she is totally lying for marketing purposes or what have you. But, I don't know. After all, like, some of these women look pretty rough, especially when they're living on the edge, as she is.
Hard living.
She said that she wanted to.
The real question is, Mary, did she get an Airbnb that she will then get in trouble for renting because she used an Airbnb to sleep with 1,000 dudes? That's what happened with Lily.
Well, it's crazy how this just happened with no fanfare, no press,
I said she's a professional. She's
no
like,
promotion.
She's like, I don't need anybody to hype me up. I'm my own hype man.
There was no hype in advance. She just announced that she did it. But yeah, she bragged about all of the barely legal teenagers and husbands.
That is the most
who helped
disturbing
her
part about
accomplish this goal.
If you guys don't remember, there was a clip that went viral like a week and a half ago, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, where a young man at a Five Guys was working, and he was propositioned by a woman, and he says to her, he's like, "Look, I'm a Christian," and he was being filmed surreptitiously from the other side of the restaurant.
Right. So
of course she was being filmed at a Five Guys.
She has a track record for doing these kinds of things in public. She is actually a pervert, and she was seen in this video. She's seen in this video basically sexually harassing someone who's at their job.
I can't see it on the menu, but where do I get the Five Guys from? The Five Guys. I didn't know if it was like a special room where you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
What about after your shift? I mean, I'd want to give you, a good rating.
I'm a Christian man and I'm saving myself to marriage.
I'm asking for what's on the menu, that's all.
Genuinely, I feel like I'm doing it right now. I can hand you a menu if you want.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's a shame. I just wonder.
Like, obviously, she completely humiliated herself by doing this, but it's also just something that you should be prosecuted for doing. This person literally has no choice but to interact with you, and you're using them for internet content, but also, even if no one were filming, you would still be guilty of sexually harassing somebody who you don't even know. This guy's like wearing a mask. You don't even know if he's like an adult.
Yeah.
You have no idea who this person is. It's disgusting. The whole thing is disgusting. She did openly admit that married men and, as she called it, barely legal teenagers helped her accomplish this goal of sleeping with over 1,000 men. Other details, she actually was previously married back in 2022, and somehow that didn't work out. I don't know what happened there. She also says that her own parents, who were initially not supportive of her OnlyFans career because they're from an older generation, now do support
a less
her.
evolved generation, I'm sure she'd say, right?
Now they support her. It seems like a similar situation happened with Lily Phillips, whose own mother is her finance manager, whatever that means. And her mother, who I'm talking about now, is Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue's mother actually booked a lot of the men who participated in this disgusting, chemical experiment. That's all I can call it. It's radioactive in there.
Why? Okay, I know that this is a weird. Why is it filmed in the front-facing camera? Because the image is flipped. Like, it feels like that's even more noticeable. Like, there's just a phone sitting up, on the front of the thing in the
what,
whole
you think
face
it's staged?
I
don't think it's staged. I think
obviously
she's doing this for real.
It would have been more. It would have been more overt if it was staged, but
On another occasion, Bonnie Blue explained that she actually is doing this as a philanthropist because she believes that by hooking up with teenagers, she's offering them sex education. Let's show that clip where she's explaining herself and her reasoning.
All right, here we go.
Relationship before, you get used to how to pleasure that one person and what they, enjoy, as opposed to how to pleasure different people and reach their different needs.
So you started OnlyFans?
Yes.
And it was just normal, just a few interactions here and there. So where does that go from a couple of interactions to, I'm going to sleep with 158 men or however many it was in a few weeks?
So it started off, obviously I realised I was posting these videos pretending I'm having an amazing time, and that's false. And it was fake, and it was fake storylines. I'd, be dressed up or they was pre-scripted. And also you discuss consent, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, all off camera. And if you're switching positions, that's all edited out. So I was like, I'm posting these videos and it's not either relatable and it's also in a way fake, because that is not how it happened, you know, on the day. So it's like, I want my content to be more relatable and realistic to people and also educational.
So that's why so when was your first decision to have so many people at such a short space of time?
So I started going to events like Freshers, Spring Break, and there's one in Australia called Schoolies, which is a high volume of sort of 18-year-old people in, you know, I guess a small time frame. So I was like, if I could go and sleep with as many people as I could, not only do I educate those I sleep with, but also I get a video that can educate the wider audience. And obviously I can monetize off that.
I see, but when you say educate, what do you mean? Or what are you teaching people?
School. You learn about sex education at school, but it tends to be from like a middle-aged teacher who just talks about STDs and says if you have unprotected sex, you're going to get pregnant. And then it goes to people learning online from adult sites.
So this is like what? This is like the advanced course as opposed to like Sex Ed 101?
Field research.
Could be anything from a schoolgirl dressed up, which keeps, you know, playing the innocent game, saying, no, I don't want it. It then leads to them bent over the table and it goes into sort of like a rough scene. So that can be very misleading. And like, what do people learn from that? Like, I'm not saying those scenes are wrong, but there needs to be something that bridges the gap from sex education at school to these videos online, which can blur the line of consent. So I was like, I want to make content that people can watch, can relate to it, but also can learn. So it's when I sleep with students, or barely legal, as I've said and the media have said, it shows me discussing consent with them. It shows me saying to them, this is what I enjoy, this is what I don't enjoy. And it also gives them an opportunity to tell me what they like. And sort of, I guess, use me as a guinea pig. Trial what you like and what you want to do. So when you go to the next person, you know exactly how to pleasure them and, you know, how to receive pleasure as well.
Okay.
She encourages barely legal teens to use her as a guinea pig to teach them about sex. And this is her activist work in the world. She's truly doing her best to make the world a better place, more educated place.
You know, the woman's desire to be an activist is pathological. Doesn't matter what line of work you're in.
I'll just add, I feel I repeat myself when these topics come up, but these responses that you tend to see to these OnlyFans type stunts, they're usually saying, you know, why are you hating? Like, why are you judging? People are just doing what makes them happy, and she's making so much money. So, I mean, why are you even commenting on this? And I will just reiterate, that is a farce. And even if this kind of quote unquote work makes someone like Bonnie Blue feel happy, her happiness doesn't matter, and she should be stopped from doing what makes her happy, because she's actively coarsening the culture and actually preying upon real children. So let's just put a stop to that.
Young adults,
right?
She's not saying, like, none of these people were underage, right? They were all over the age of 18, but just the whole point is like, what, 18 to 20?
Ask their parents, okay? Ask their parents what they think. We have another 20, just because I'm free, said, I bet a sewage plant smells better than Bonnie. Probably also less diseased and disgusting. Yeah, it's also strange that she has such a close resemblance to Lily Phillips. I mentioned this off air.
It's almost an archetype.
Like there's something, there's some kind of through line between all of these people. They start to all blend together. They're like a hive mind, and they all say the same things. The thing is, she's going on this news program to explain herself in this very articulate way and wear a sheath dress and look like a businesswoman. And that's why we're supposed to lend credence to anything she's saying. But the funny thing is that she knows that she sounds ridiculous. She knows that, I mean, she clearly knows that everything she's saying is just laugh out loud stupid.
You don't think that she's bought into what she's saying?
No, I mean, I really don't think that she's sitting there talking about sex education and expecting people to really take it seriously. It's all a massive joke. And if it were a serious thing, would she be using porn terms to refer to the people that she's educating?
Yeah.
No, it's all a big joke. And in fact, you are the butt of the joke if you fall for it.
The end of the movie, The Girl Next Door, which is a fantastic movie and everyone should watch it, with Alicia Cuthbert. It's the kid is he falls in love with a woman who left the porn industry and moves across the street from him. And at the end of the movie, they end up shooting a sex education video, and then it's promoted and produced through a porn mogul, and then he becomes like a millionaire. I'm highly underselling, but that's actually the plot of the movie. Is they end up selling a sex education video that's supposed to. The idea is like it's not like your traditional, high school sex education video. It's with actual porn stars. Therefore, that was like, and then he becomes rich. So.
I will also add that sex education was conceived and placed into the public school system curriculum to indoctrinate children and make them more suggestible to liberal, licentious sexual values. And it actually defeated the purpose for which it was created.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.